Honourable members, debate on the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 continues and hopefully will conclude today. The floor is now therefore open for debate. Thank you, Honourable MP for West Arare, and Chair of the Bills Legislation Committee. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the space to also make a very brief intervention to the motion, Mr. Speaker. At the outset, I'd like to take an opportunity for thanking the Honourable Minister for Finance and Treasury for the tabling of the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024, Mr. Speaker. Very important bill in a motion for come before the House, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank him, the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, waiting the committee members, Blahem, for the scrutiny of the bill, hence the report that is before the House, Mr. Speaker, that is purposely to help and guide our debate and intervention on this bill, Mr. Speaker. I wish to also thank the stakeholders that came before the committee, that come and give information and answer them now about questions, Mr. Speaker. Very important process where Parliament may provide for Mr. Speaker. So the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 may come for Parliament giving blessing for additional resources for the government, for the delivery of services and programs, project, Mr. Speaker, additional. And kind of a bill where him come all the way every year, Mr. Speaker, and him good one. Whether by him make him real impact by him or normal or this for supplementary support, Mr. Speaker, him now question below me. So supplementary appropriation bill have come every year since me joining Parliament. My question is, have me make him change? Supplementary appropriation bill, have me also level change or have me send same? For my 3 terms, me looking the approach and the appropriation bill have come. Have me carry noble intention, Mr. Speaker, but have me send same no more. Me looking more same, have me business as usual. Hemi no really come and hemi give me oh yeah, supplementary baraba. Could want this one. Funds inside by hemi come and make him impact awesome. Government hemi bara looking good and take him come. Me looking issues no more expenditures, Mr. Speaker, where hemi come before the House in terms of this 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024, Mr. Speaker. So, me also observing, Mr. Speaker, that the recurrent estimates where hemika come inside the supplementary, hemika come all the way no more. Me put him out the appropriation bill, appropriation act, okata miss out, then hemika come inside the appropriation, Mr. Speaker. Okata no sabe seen or hemi another kind style of budgeting where hemi me employ him. And I see that that is basically how we have been doing it, Mr. Speaker. Okata expenditures here, okata lo ministries, okata no sa looking. Okata no sabe, we don't have the expertise to really identify and determine these ones he must go now. But sir, I seem to also notice a trend where Hemika come, because the Ministry of Finance Hemika go instructions and guidelines for the budget of the appropriation bill, Mr. Speaker. Then, okat ministries must ensure that okat take budget blocked. And so what will attract the blessing from the Ministry of Finance, then him come lock up in it. No, but what put him in? The recurrence, but what put him out? Because, yes, supplementary, but him accommodate him. Where more by you put him. When more by how come in, Mr. Speaker. That is a trend where I have observed, Mr. Speaker, and I wish to just comment on that. And I think it is important that we note him. And so, Mr. Speaker, that leads me to the 6 recommendations by the Public Accounts Committee. Me para happy me looking that merit of the recommendation, and him told to take heed and him to realign him, Mr. Speaker. Him to realign him, make him to take him over the bills here come here, the appropriation bill, the supplementary appropriation bill, Mr. Speaker, and to fall aligned at the same time waiting the Public Finance Management Act, Mr. Speaker. At the moment, Imino Save, time him to pass him here, the bill hem become an act. Finance him save, send him column. Hem withhold him, hem amend himself, hem change himself, hem act, Mr. Speaker. So using another act like the PFMA, Mr. Speaker, hem straight, him to pass him, but hem need for him to align him, make him logical and him make sense a little bit, Mr. Speaker. Him to do something or him to just do him no. And so I fully support the recommendation by the bills and by the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Speaker, him to action so that him to start for doing something in line. And this will go in line and in support of the strategy government Hemi taken through the Ministry of Finance, where Honorable Minister of Finance Hemi start to put him come. We need to stand. We need to take actions appropriate to redirecting our economy. And me para to happy Law Minister of Finance for him to that one. Him not easy. Him not easy. Clean him up, Mr. Speaker. And I comment the hardworking Minister of Finance for that. Who now him do him to clean him. This is our country and we redirect. But then him to no continue for him to tatalem no more here, Mr. Speaker. And then him finish, him to repeat him more. Law and law year, him to repeat him more next year. That has to stop, and I think that is the vision of the recommendations, and I think it's timely. With the initiatives taken by the government to really ensure that Imtola start for settle on now economy Imtola work hard because big gap lot there, and Imtola delivered the Appropriation Act, services and goods where he promised him. Lo people blame Tola, and time him Tola take him come more request for additional more. Let's deliver fully to our people. Let's save them. Hem bill blogger, Mr. Speaker. But me taught him that what the Appropriation Act, what the Supplementary Appropriation Act, hemi sabe promise him as him told pass him. Hemi sabe ko kasi mo kata fully, Mr. Speaker. Everyone sabe no, imto sabe, Mr. Speaker. And so let's change that approach and mentality so that imto also make sense lo imto lo here, Mr. Speaker. Those are observations where me like for me system and the alignment of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill and the Public Finance Management Act, Mr. Speaker, where Hemi called for under the recommendation, I think Barakut one. 3 times me stop lo Parliament, me look at me, Hem no sa straight, me but me sa ko question me, hey, ma Appropriation Act lo here, Hem must come back lo Parliament. Any amendments to that? He must come back to Parliament, but I'll use him another act too, Mr. Speaker. So I think that is a timely call, Mr. Speaker. So, another observation, Ministry of Finance law reservations. Hemi good one, Hemi provided for, Mr. Speaker, 250 million, where Hemi called for, local ministries for kata lebet lulu kumo inside the basket block kata, Mr. Speaker, for help addressing now situation where imi karem under the budget, Mr. Speaker. This one Hemi new, Mr. Speaker? No. Reservations by the Ministry of Finance, Lokata Ministry, Hemi annual, Mr. Speaker. Hemi annual. I've been sitting on the Public Accounts Committee in the past. Hem something where Hemi come all the way. Yeah. So whether you like it or not, time Hem in finance, Hem say this one, no you use him. No matter you put him low development budget under the Appropriation Act, this one, Mr. Speaker. And Hem now, imtol him. So that what Hem imtol approve law here, we promise the nation and we promise our people, let's deliver it to them. It's theirs, Mr. Speaker. Me thinking strong awesome, Mr. Speaker. So Hemi good for imtol look him awesome. Okay, the reservation here, Hemi all the way there now. Ministries complain to him now. Ministers by yourself, I was once a minister. And me sabe him no more. So imtol stretem lo here, make him truth lo imtol to, Mr. Speaker, and ministries by promise block at a lot of people under the budget, the appropriation will be real, Mr. Speaker. So it is there every year. Every year. Imtol stop him. Him no blow every year, yeah? Budget imtol make him for imtol develop now. We've been calling on all of us, work together so that the imtol turn him around our economy. Him go down too much. People blame to struggle. Yes. But first things first, who now by him take him lead who is in the driving seat, that is important to be acknowledged as well, Mr. Speaker. So, and so the question lo time him tell to trom about the budget or the appropriation, because something him tell no sabe. Him tell no sabe no matter by him tell puputim po ask for kakatim lo mitologia lo third quarter, Mr. Speaker, from the recurrent, more so the development budget, Mr. Speaker. No, we know. The ministry knows because they guide the budget, Mr. Speaker. But okay, guideline where okay puputim come, hemi para painful first time now look at the ministry. So the alignment is important, Mr. Speaker. It leads me to also join other colleagues that they have spoken earlier, Mr. Speaker, of raising concern lo samfala ministry bring twala where selling him to assist they came from oketa. They need the money, they need to take them from oketa. Oketa need for oketa take them selenia. Let me commend the hardworking Minister of Health and Medical Services. Big worker himself, he is onto it, but him need him support as a law meeting speech, blame him call upon all of us to support him, but he needs the money. And Hemi, Minister, I'm also already point him out, him like for Hemi saving people, bring better, but Selena, Hemi fall short, the real need for look after health services in the country. Him true. And look here, mas more Selena, you make him more. 70 to 80 million na him need him. What na him tell wait him? Prioritize him, Mr. Speaker. People blame tala, especially in the villages. Me man no village, me contact ko. Me se send him ko Panadol and Coral Queen, lo people blame me, Mr. Speaker. Lo clinic no more, Mr. Speaker. Him just to start the clinic first time. Make him over the people, the 70-80% of our rural population, they have access to health services, especially the medicine we need, Mr. Speaker. Me like for me highlight the most because Imtel knows able to really give the sufficient budget appropriate for the need of our ministries for them to really save our people, Mr. Speaker. So that is important, and for him to take note of him. So me like to also make another observations on the development budget. Lo here him in development budget, him that take from, him to level give him kono piecemeal, Mr. Speaker. We all know, and we've been talking about it every year. In order for this economy, for him get up and go, for him grow and him meet the demand and needs of this country, we need for him to put him right sizable amount of budget in, Mr. Speaker. Him to talk about agriculture, Honorable Minister of Agriculture. Him come. Every year him to say, him no more, backbone of this country economy blame to Allah. And what name to give him go? Budget fit him, Mr. Speaker, in the appropriation, even in the supplementary, I have failed to see that, Mr. Speaker. I have failed to see that in the consecutive years we Imtal make him. If Imtal focus and we say that is the backbone, there we go, millions and millions, 100, 200 million per annum, put him for agriculture, Mr. Speaker. Sir, let me remind me no more law. Sick man, him lote him sicky. Every doctor come, check him. Okay, sabe, lo sicky him. But then, intelligence, he give him Panadol no more. He give him aspirin no more. Sir, no more. Sick man, him need medicine or some doctor tell him, give him medicine. No matter how expensive, you don't take him. Give him. Me put him lo picture here, Mr. Speaker. Make him clearly him tell. If economy him need him to sell him, him tell follow him. Him tell find him, Mr. Speaker. Make him tell to him first time what him tell say. This country has an abundance in terms of the blessing. Where country him tell carry, Mr. Speaker. At the moment, him tell no say put him go about the right budget, especially in the development, Mr. Speaker. Fishery him to talk about being a hemi go ahead for hemi dealing. Him need him that instant push more, Mr. Speaker. Law agriculture, Mr. Speaker. So him tell say me call for next appropriation for him tell find him about selling, put him in. One or two maybe, Mr. Speaker. If we do not have sufficient resources around us, then one or two. And Imtala go with certainty that yes, it's going to work because we have given what is appropriate for that service for Hemi become our outcome, Mr. Speaker. So development budget, Hemi awesome, opportunities low there, him to talk about all the way, but resources him now, no more, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I allude to area supplementary appropriation. Hemi osem hem no second mi noma. Hemi sem kam noma osem okat appropriation mi lulukim in the past, Mr. Speaker. Me like him supplementary kakamo hem must change na make him come imtol yeah imtol happy lo him, Mr. Speaker. That one now point we like for thriving. Under that observation, Mr. Speaker. So, me like for making another observation, the procurement process and procedures in Tolkarem. This in itself, hem reservation selevana, Mr. Speaker. Imi man way mi wawaka inside public service, imi sabe noma. Time, okata officers blame tola, Mr. Speaker, okata go for, okata follow na procurement process here. Hem take months, Mr. Speaker. Ay imta no budget for selling something yeah. That's why I'm taking months, Mr. Speaker. Hemi delay now delivery, Mr. Speaker. Hemi delay now projects, even programs, Mr. Speaker. They are on hold. They've been interrupted, and this goes on for months. And every year, experience more, Mr. Speaker. We need to align. Let's make amendments, Mr. Speaker. And again, I reiterate the call in the recommendations, Mr. Speaker. So, procurement process for him, hemti delay osem, hemteke months, hemi effectively unproductive. imtola sabe. And that one too, hemi causing problem lo. Time imtol going to a new year appropriation budget, Mr. Speaker. Then imtol look out himself for paying something more. Okay, something lo year go finish and another year go because imi no timely making payments now. Okay, to come up here and okay to become obligations to our payment system, Mr. Speaker. So, me like him also observing that one process here. Hemi in itself, hem another stumbling block, Mr. Speaker. Public servants know, the ministries know, okata no sabe timely achieving and implementing okata programs, okata projects, Mr. Speaker, and more so delivering the services to our people as they have promised under the budget, Mr. Speaker. So, me like for also observing, Mr. Speaker, delay and untimely payments. This one, hemi ongoing here, hem ongoing in our system, and hemi no improve. I think time some follow him tell us that our public service, him let it speed up, yeah, let it fast. This time is having power slow for good more. Why not him slow? Me no say him to no karang computer yet. Technology no kakam speaker. Time blow me follow where one for the line no more ministry. You go book him, you me line up him for you to your work. It was effective. It was efficient to one line, Mr. Speaker. I can say that on the floor. But now, what now him make him who had for the delay, Mr. Speaker? So those delays and untimely payments, hemi part of causing process program. Look at payments and then the outcome. We budgeted for, Mr. Speaker, in terms of service for Imtol deliver, or instead in terms of the project that Imtol planning and budgeted for, Mr. Speaker. That needs to be amended. Imtol need for Imtol straighten to Mr. Speaker. And this one too, hem make him budgeted activities, hem move into new appropriation bill more, Mr. Speaker, where hem already highlighted by colleagues who have finished, Mr. Speaker, in the intervention. So, another observation me like for make him in relation to the budget appropriations, Mr. Speaker, is that the public servants disappointed, frustrated the whole process here. Particularly those in the accounts division, Mr. Speaker. Imtala, boss imtala sa sabat, officer imtala, no sa siliputya. Why? Because time small payment number, it's been budgeted for, hemi go through the procurement process, hemi taken weeks, hem taken months, okata pa go for follow up, no ready yet. Go follow up more next week, no ready yet. Or hem just call another tray or sem. Hem just call another officer or sem. So that is in itself, Mr. Speaker, hem paraba, serious ya. Hem affect him. And hem affect him moral. Hence the performance of our public servants. Okata money go for follow up, okata go end up market now, Mr. Speaker. Hey, waste time no more, you go, no ready, no payment come. Must move something no more, Mr. Speaker. It's been budgeted for. It's under his responsibility, her responsibility, to ensure that that is timely done and delivered, Mr. Speaker. No more, Mr. Speaker. Okay, payments hem in the whole process here. That one here, hemi something we to architect him outside of the appropriations and the budget, Mr. Speaker, so that hemi staplo there for other purposes and reasons, Mr. Speaker. I don't know, but it has to go. It has to go, and it's good that. This year, almost like Imtola count them out, we have to prepare Imtola take them on 2025, which is a good start, Mr. Speaker, for our people. So that is, and the public servants blame the whole process here. Me to talk with him 2-3 years, me interview Mr. Speaker, and I say, me tintin no for me assignment. Hem no use no more for you for follow up something lo wakablo you but you sa achieve mo kat. one or two public servants in the accounts division where okata entrusted with the responsibility to follow up payments, okata in that state. And okata keep up no more. They even become hopeless, Mr. Speaker, because okata no deliver. Because system hemifadim okata system architected in that manner and that way, Mr. Speaker, who knows? But that needs amendment. That needs to be changed, Mr. Speaker, if impel a need for straighten or something. File movements too, under that observation, Mr. Speaker, hemi slow for good. Okay, the officer blame no speak him up. Hemi sit down there, even him stop weak. Say, officer, you stop where? Why you looking go hem file? I'm talking about the files, the in-trace, out-trace, okay, the man where in public servants, we know. And me I ask for them, this time him slow for good. How many times you appear for them, payment, him knows already. And so we need to really step on top of that and him to address it. And it's a good food for thought for the ministers for Luluklo system review law ministry. We need effective and efficient system that can deliver effectively to our people, Mr. Speaker. So, the issues where Hemi come up, Mr. Speaker, under the appropriation, me putting for the debate of the speech from the throne. Makem by staka time him stuff for him to debating some for good issues for him to address him as we lead this country as Parliament, Mr. Speaker. So, now observation where me like for Makem Noma, him inland waiting what me totoklo him every time him told like him economy him grow ya. People blame tel karem selen, households blame tel karem selen. At the moment, Mr. Speaker, the constituencies blame to hal, maybe blame me no malo west that are para try up no in cash flow lo dia no in selen kakam, Mr. Speaker. Kopra, koko hembara ko up, but okatamania libi mo kata koko blo kata hembara wa grow well now. This time now, kata just go back more for look after because price him go up. Coconut price copra hemi no really go up good so kataman no paprasem plantation it, Mr. Speaker. So let's get them get excited about something to the policies, Mr. Speaker. But that is the economy in the Mr. Speaker. Sam, in the talk about if in the Kamlo appropriation more, give him pixelen go Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Speaker. Me like for shout him out more. Give him budget call him, and then him tell behind. Give him call Ministry of Fisheries, Mr. Speaker. Him talk about no more revenue and but him tell give him peanuts look at. What are you going to get out of peanuts, Mr. Speaker? Give them the budget in the appropriation, even the supplementary, Mr. Speaker. Me as the powerful Minister of Finance and Treasury, waiting Prime Minister for Luluk series. Every time no me to talk about that one. Potential lo there. Ma what time by him tell harvesting potential there. Yeah. Let's action it, Mr. Speaker. Me para HMU and encourage him. You follow lo government for taking lead on that one. So that is the growing the economy, Mr. Speaker. The state where him tell kasi, Mr. Speaker, me some him tell economy pa him tell no sabi to himself. We can't turn our economy around as him tell like him. And so we need our partners. And so the policy where government have current friends to all enemy to not bar of him now. Every friend's blame must come on board with him. We throw the plan and him this one him achieve him for the children of this country. Him. That is why him current friends Lord, Mr. Speaker. But staka friends no good some for friend ralai him no more. And no kata just for friend no more. So him true too. Suppose you current staka friend, especially Tai mi ian poi ustaka ian keli u freni pa o kataman si ei mania tu trilo yumia huna pa hem te kemia pa sa titin osem tu. And so imtala ni for imtal careful lot that one make him imtal ko for what now imtal para like him Mr. Speaker mi tok pixel hem osem no mas. And under that policy too mi fala lo areka kare mo metaphor ya. Where suppose you look him to follow mouse load, yeah? You like for chance after to follow everyone. For you can him to follow. You know careful to follow everyone by to run away from you. But you know how on you anyone not to follow. And so you focus on one, make sure you go hold him now. Place you hold him now. And now statement law Minister of Finance tell him all the way, Mr. Speaker. And you hold him one for a mouse, no more hold him now, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister of Finance and Parasite. So, chasing after the 2 months, they may all escape, and you have nothing. None of them you catch him. And now, one for top picture blomifala, and hemi guiding me for you tintin. Ay, no kuti, mi tatarahat ko, but me miss out no more, then me become the loser. That is the metaphor, the spirit of it, Mr. Speaker. So those observations, no more me make them in my intervention to the 2024 Appropriation Bill 2024, Mr. Speaker. As I promise you, I will be very brief. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, waiting few remarks here. Me join him leader for supporting the bill, Mr. and motion, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. I will give the floor to the Honourable MP for North New Georgia. You have the floor, sir. Small Malaita later.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me this time for contribute the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 moved by the Honourable Minister for Finance and Treasury. We also like to thank him, the Honourable Member for Small Maleta, for giving me the opportunity to speak first, then by him come after. Allow me also say to acknowledge and commend the Honourable Minister for Finance and Treasury and his staff and other government agencies and ministries in the preparation and the presentation of the bill before us. So the bill seeks Parliament's approval to appropriate the total sum of $138,436,406 to the services of the financial year ending 31st December 2024. The Honourable Minister had well explained and articulated on how and why the appropriation bill has been designed that way. He very well explained why and how the funds have to be expended, and I thank him for that. I have no difficulty with the bill, except the question raised by my chairman on the lawfulness on some parts of the bill. But that, Mr. Speaker, has been in the recommendation of the PAC, and I leave it at that. From listening to the ministers who had contributed so far, Mr. Speaker, I will say that they have little support for the bill, very little. That gives me or guide me to conclude that this bill is the sole effort of the Minister of Finance and the staff of the Ministry of Finance. Had they been part, Mr. Speaker, me expected more from their presentation in supporting the bill. Comments like some programs cannot and may not be executed before the end of the year enables the Ministry of Finance to wire or vary funds from one head to the other is a very trivial excuse or explanation to me, say. What is the delay in the execution of these programs? Is it due to the lack of financial or human resources? Or is it due to the lack of technical expertise or lack of political will and leadership? May I like to emphasize them also, Mr. Speaker. A group organized a boat to set sail to Auki. The organizers of the trip take a flight by plane from Henderson to Auki to welcome the arrival of the boat. Say, it is only at the Auki wharf while waiting for the arrival of the boat that they realize that the boat they organized and prepared to travel is without fuel, captain, or an engineer. Mr. Speaker. Say, program executions or implementations must have a starting point. You have to start in order for you come to an end. If you don't start, him no sabe kasem end. That's all. Mr. Speaker, to justify my conclusion further, you will note in the 100 days policy program by government, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, there is a proposal for the re-establishment of the National Agriculture Training Institute at Forte on Malete Province. SINU is the main stakeholder in this program. In the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, you have a policy statement for MID to collaborate with SINU for provision of relevant maritime courses to sustain the local shipbuilding industry. Mr. Speaker, these are excellent policy choices. We need to implement them to help grow our economy. Mr. Speaker, for the provision of maritime courses, I highly commend the government of the day, the Janet government, for this initiative. As a maritime state said, we need to help upskill and upgrade our maritime personnel. They will in return offer us comfortable travel and safety at sea. Mr. Speaker, the Maritime Division of the Royal Solomon Island Police looks after and leads our patrol boats in the line of duties. Our officers on board our boats, vessels, are skillful, but the requirement to lead these vessels, Mr. Speaker, is not being met. The requirements of the maritime law is not adhered to. To lead a vessel like a patrol boat, Mr. Speaker, you need a Class 2 and Class 1 captain. O the boats blow me, o no karen that pala tiki tietia, Mr. Speaker. It is not because Okada no sabe get him, it is because there is no place for them to go to get that requirement. Our marine school at SINU used to provide Class 2 training before. Not anymore, I say. And it's important that you may not make a law that both also requiring X number of class 1, class 2, both also needing X number of class 3, class 4. Also. Those are in our laws, but we are not complying with them. I have two statements to make here, Mr. Speaker. One is for my good friend, the Honorable Minister for Education, to make sure this year to provide enough scholarships for our marine personnel to upgrade to these requirements. In only patrol boat here, Mr. Speaker, passenger boats too. Over the past years, you hardly looking any scholarship for marine personnel or for marine training. There is a skills gap in that area, Mr. Speaker, that must be filled and filled quickly. In addition, I urge the Minister of Education and Human Resource Development to work closely with the Minister for Finance and Treasury to consider retaining that 20 million where him go out from education, yeah, for come back to education. That is part of the grant to SINU. SINU, where you say for starting National Agriculture Institute, SINU, where you say for providing training for all the maritime personnel. We must give, not take away, say. That is the message me like put in here. If you like to participate in the re-establishment of the National Agriculture Institute, the provision of maritime courses, give them the resources, not take them out. Say, we have recorded positive growth rate in our economy. However, it is minimal, hence its tangible outcome is not fully realized. So this must make us more eager in our earnest endeavor to help grow our economy, to bring hope and abundance to our people. And the only consolation I have in this bill is the reservation set aside by the Honorable Minister of Finance. Hem no more only hope migaremia, so that when there is a need, an urgent need to, from now until the end of the year, that is the only source where him save hold him. There are many programs coming our way, Mr. Speaker, outlined in the 100 Days Policy, delivered through the address to Parliament by His Excellency the Governor General. One very important one is the Constituent Assembly. There is, if I am correct, Mr. Speaker, some funds in this supplementary appropriation for that. That is good. But the preparation towards that one now, we need to do it quickly. Time is not on our side. We have very little time from now until the end of the year. And the mandate we give ourselves when we pass the amendment bill in 2023 is that it must be done by the end of December 2024. This is not a small matter. It has never happened before. It is a first of its kind, and if we have to do it, we have to do it well. Sir, there has been call from our colleagues in government for us to work together. I fully endorse that call. Differing opinions and opposing views, especially from this side of the chamber, are your strengths to make you work harder and smarter, to make you jump on your feet and deliver what we have for our people. Our differing views, our differing opinions, and opposing views should help you and help all of us to save at our utmost best for our people and for our country. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I resume my seat.
Thank you, Honourable MP for West Georgia. Any other members who wish to speak? Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to acknowledge firstly, the government and especially the Minister of Finance for bringing this supplementation bill to the House last week. I also join other members who have spoken before me to thank the officials where I would help them, PAC, for completing work blocketa. It's a very important job, sir. Me too inside law committee and also appointed me normal evening or sit down, so me come normal evening here. It's very important work, and me want to commend them, the Secretariat and especially the Office of the Auditor General for providing secretarial support to the committee. So without repeating what has been said already before, by me comment no more, very briefly, Lord trivial areas. One follow the policy environment, which the budget, the supplementary budget is couched, and then by me comment no more on one or two policy areas which were mentioned in the minister's second reading budget, and thirdly, just one follow comment no more along the figures themselves. But before me go lower at the topics, just on one where the former speaker had me talk long him, him just talk before him, long me, sir, about call for unity and you know, Parasa, what can you call that one? Yeah? Because me and Remlo, some of our members, but also outside too, I don't really know what kind unity, you know, people other one them. What kind unity? Yeah? You mean inside the parliament under a democracy or parliamentary democracy, me operate like yeah? Unity now, you may go ahead for contesting policy, sir. But for you, parliamentary unity, now you agree, no ma? What that I don't understand. So me, want to say no ma, also, sir, inside the parliament, role of parliament is very, very clear. Have responsibility, have on no uncertain terms, but it's to the people of this country. Priority now, yeah? And one for work of parliament is to ensure the executive have that interest at foremost. Because executive government, sir, what's it doing wrong no more too? Parliament is to ensure executive have start along right path along him. So the kind sentiments also in past years and more recently kind also, we will do it whether or not you like it. What kind of bulldoze now that one? Mr. Speaker. This is authoritarian kind of conduct. Excusable in this country, in this parliamentary democracy. Sir, kind something also me agree no more with them policy, with them legislation, and now we end up with many acts of parliament where they're ambiguous or they're inconsistent with existing laws and very difficult to implement. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. And so, as you know, this role of scrutiny law, executive action, is performed by the parliamentary committees, one of which is the PAC. So time you hear chairman of PAC talk yeah, or the members of PAC talk and also, or talk lo this fella role law front lo mind blow sir, or no criticizing minister as him minister, or to criticize him or the policy or the actions here. This all bill him no blow minister, him blow government. Him no blow prime minister too. Blow government, yeah. So when we criticize policies and all them, people should not take him, why not you talk against him prime minister? We not talk against him prime minister, yeah? Or talk against him minister of finance. I am criticizing policy or actions. Making people clear that one, sir. Sir, parliamentary committees are established because of the context long role of parliament here. Parliamentarians, all of us in this house, we come here with different affiliations. Some follow within government, and even within government, all the different functions, yeah. Then independent group, and of course, opposition. But time we sit down also parliamentary members, and especially other committees, you may wear one hat, yes, or we are supposed to wear only one hat, and that is parliament role. So I'm not stopping other government backbenchers for questioning action inside law house too, especially inside law committee. So that leads me to a little bit comment too long role of opposition. It should be of no surprise to anyone why now leader of opposition or members of the opposition or by asking questions about policies, questions about intentions, questions about all the administrative actions where government have taken. I'm good something, yeah? I'm good something. Role belong opposition, yeah? Keeping the executive in check. So this one have me something where we should no discourage him. But also, sir, others have said, being critical of government policy and making sure what are articulated properly, it only ends in laws or policies where we better articulated for you to implement them. Now, this is why we have a parliament, and we must go ahead for doing work of him and also. There were sentiments expressed about, hey, something you need to do him come all the way now. Why not even question him more? Do him come all the way, sir? I'm not making this fellow wrong where him stop him, good, yeah. If having wrong something where him do him come all the way, he must correct him, yeah. It cannot continue. Because some people were expressing that kind, yeah, they have no other view. And some fella, inside house here too, they have never been on the opposition for looking another view. There's always another view. and the opposition or people were stuck inside long or opposing side long house, they will want to make sure that government have the right law actions plan and policy intentions plan. So I for one, me like for government have me successful, yeah, because their success is also for me. So good laws am good for me and constituency blow me and people blow me. Bad laws am no good for me and no good for people blow me. This is why no matter anyone have stopping me from to talk against in policies by me continuous. It's good for us, I'm good for government, yeah? And I'm good for me too and my people. Sir, me comment a little bit now on economic policy environment where budget have be prepared, and much of what I'll be saying is based on what may come from CBSI. Firstly, I want to say that economic growth this year will be is estimated to grow by 3%. This one maybe a little bit, although a little bit less than one in government may talent, but that's consistent, still consistent overall. And also, I'm going to mention that all the sectors where I'm going to provide for this growth is agriculture, fish, and minerals, including construction and services, especially retail and wholesale. I think these two last ones are emanating from activities we started last year in relation to the Pacific Games, which are ongoing projects. There are some ongoing projects when we'll go ahead with them, the games facilities yet. Loside lo mineral sector, no, me happy that have me a little bit contribute lo there, but this whole sector has a lot of potential, but I think all of the potential here, Barawa harvest them because of the, what not me call them this one, the existing lax regulatory environment. I'm all about no more how you may doing or work along there, yeah, sir. Some one colleague blow me, I'm somewhat pixel or what work along Gold Ridge or operate law there. Operation law there, I'm sorry one, yes, sir. Bara sorry one now. Sorry one for what the landowners, sorry one for the resource owners, sorry one for country blue me, sorry one for the environment, and I'm sorry one even for the operator, the company. Sorry one, yes, sir. So this whole sector where you should maximize government revenue, foreign exchange, household income, revenue block province, no more. Eh? I don't know what the exact numbers are, sir, but say for example, if we look at number, probably 400 million, meeting should 3 times that number at least. So you know what I'm saying? Me say, we are not really benefiting as we should because of kind lax regulatory environment this for the time. Our laws have allow for kind of some operation all about normal. So a lot of the activities and transactions in this sector is outside or below or underneath the authorities' radar system. You mean Barasa Sabe? I mean, that's no good. That's no good, sir. So on the fiscal front, it's heartening to note that the first 6 months of this year, fiscal deficit narrowed down to $85 million. That's a very big decline, sir, which is good. The reasons, interesting or how to give him. First, because of elections where we carried out go kasimlo April ya go ahead imi go lo May staga something imi no lo other constituency no inactivity yes sir samval constituency no ma activity mi val samval no mana but no any activity lo government lo public sector for spending money. So if no mat selling stop, you may not suspend them no more. But the other is this cash flow issues now. Hem no allow them or hemi down them capacity block government for spend. I think to well something or that through 1 year, sir. So hopefully after this now by you may spend them selling, but longo constituencies, I think you will look on November one time now. Yeah, Minister, oh, this week, no, next week. Okay, I'm good, thank you. So, another one now, I would say government revenue declined by 7%. This is compared to the same period last year. And reason blogata, I would tell him because lo decline lo GST collection and fishing fees. I think some of the reasons now, Minister, I'm telling finish. So the Minister has put his fingers on the right place. But comment Blomino more also, while fishing fees is not entirely under our control. I think GST now borrow entirely under our control, sir. What's anywhere you miss our control? No give him GST, no Minister, you enough now. People need no more people don't need him now. You give him last time, no give him more. Sir, government debt situation you mean Los Islands, me comment all of him all web because one fellow where Minister of Finance time hemi stop long Ministry of Finance is very, very well aware of this fellow problem. He himself has his fingers burned. Or the man come demand him and pep him count block it and no me. Since 2005, debt servicing and government debt Los Islands has been the envy of the region. You may keep him under DSC of 30%, yeah. Hey, some time him less than 10% no more, sir. And Okatlo CBS, I got tell him 21% of GDP this time. This is something where many countries, law world, no achieving. We commend the Minister Lawyer and over the previous ministers too. A little bit warning or to give him no more. This is yet to account for 12 big fella loan. One is for the Tina Hydro, another one for the Huawei Towers. Once all get the debt, loan to project, so the Kamia, the DSA, by him it jumped to 35% yeah, of GDP. That will be the first time Los Islands to be above the DSA. This is the debt sustainability assessment ratio in almost 10 years. So me wanted mention that one no more for Minister, you keep your finger on this one. It's a very critical benchmark for people that are assessing our financial capabilities, because this one too, hemi sabe, make them also whether you may sabe repay loan and oseme. So that one now you must keep in mind. So the government must not lose sight of this benchmark. Remittances now, one follow me, one comment lohem, and I know people got hearing me comment lohem planted time, but I will not stop because one follower place, and I'm talking, sir, or referring mainly to the PALM scheme and the New Zealand SE scheme, where young people, well, most young people, old man too, gone out, old woman, but mostly young people blame me go and work in Australia for under seasonal worker scheme and also law Australia and New Zealand. Me want to encourage government to continue with this. It's something we have providing not only employment, but because of employment, much needed income to households throughout the country. But one me like for talk happy now is that because of that, 7,000 or same law people believe me now have found work in these two countries, Australia and New Zealand, and providing much needed income to their families. And of course, these families are converting this foreign exchange into the house and paying school fee and some are paying bus and trake also. But sir, hemi causing a little bit problem lo here and lo Australia especially. And I would say yesterday actually some relative Lomio just come up from Australia. One of the main area problematic among our seasonal workers, especially in Australia, is kind of social problem here. Gele boy, man, woman, kind. You shall finish here, Mr. Speaker. So, but me no explain them good man. On everyone, Lord, old man love you because what savvy. But the point is this. He may not allow them for him to continue, sir, because him spoiling families and also me garam one fella relative where he practice law medical field and him actually work with him government of Queensland, specifically working among all the people blame me. And he mentioned health, but more especially pastoral care. Ogata go stop not only lonely from husband or wife, but lonely from each other too. Some places are small groups, or stop. Some go casting Townsville or there, some go Melbourne, and other places are lonely too much, Mr. Speaker. Time you work hard, but you must have it too. So we need to first. For Valsandina, we want for minister just go out by you will just go to tell him. Me like him for Irena and work hard. One is to ensure this the recruitment process is cost effective. It's very costly. What beginning come home or comes to start 1 year, 2 years. Expensive, sir. What call line up or the place what line up here. Hemi line up here, I have no cheap one here. So minister or ministry or government for addressing that one. The other is to ensure that there is this orientation before Gogoya. It must be a little bit more comprehensive and practical for Planelo or probably 90% of what people wear Gogoya, what man wear nothing Gogoya anywhere law outside the country. And one fella, something where by him happen or something long. There is this kind novel cultural shock normal. Also, one of beginning of story lo me lo him last night here, or say time me him Kasim Brisbane, him look lo on top glass, look lo what wallet glass, floor 2 glass. So I'm bringing him come mommy blame. No, I'm say us. Mommy, this fella heaven, you want to talk about heaven? I think this one, yeah. Me Kasim now heaven. Hey, I'm not, yeah. When I look at what glass of Brisbane, no, I'm thinking heaven, no. We know what heaven look like. I think Minister Law, I'm Ardina, or Kasim Law, I'm telling me. Sir, orientation. Make sure what the Savile or something, but also for look after selling Noma. Or no Savile look after selling something longer than boy, not in even 1 penny they earned in their life. But I'll go Kasim Law that look him Australian dollar, I'll go pay him, but instead long 1 for packet him 5 for packet now. I say, hey, Yeah. No, yeah. One story too, what talem lo me last night. But me talem you story because just to bring the point home. Last night now what talem itu ya. What one talk about me no para, by me no talem which part lo island no the camlo. But other cousin lo there, 3 of them, first time. But what man would like drink kwasa too much, so say lo here now via barachip so. Order ya no go lost to I order lo internet because lo there everything I know more same what teach him over give him phone where you have dream that one too sir. So the order I think within an hour order looking one truck come inside. A truck come here order looking also the gas bottle long asani ay who now make him gas bottle come but gas bottle you know gas bottle lo air ya hem bottle where the beer na ya. What man odam lo internet no sabe what big for bottle something I know trivial money like him. So everyone longo place would say iwala odam what ya what say what no sabe tu beer now this one who now odam oh mi val na okay but you must finish him ya hey him also yeah sir training for sabe lo how to use him selling him important to us. So what example you know you Mr. Sabe but last one, 4th one you know you must prepare in order to reintegrate back to our society in some islands and this is a very important policy objective of the scheme. Time out come back must come back with selling, must come back with some skill and especially skill for wakamwa or you work seleva. What are opportunities you know you must enable more for come doing so reintegration back. So me go now lo second area me like talk lo him and that's to just comment on 1 or 2 policy areas where Minister him to talk lo him. Firstly in his statement he mentioned himself or what he call him statement of risks and he pointed to very, very important points where he talem in terms of the external sector and I think one of the points me looking long or argument me come out lo there now is the external sector really it can only be enhanced, be improved if you correct them domestic policy action which is really important. I think, sir, the minister has put his finger, as far as I'm concerned, in the right place. The theme, sir, where me looking inside law speech blame, restoring fiscal sustainability to sustain growth. This one me reflecting a very important policy goal, sir, the theme. But question Blomina, and we look also this fellow bill cannot deliver on it. It's a very, very good policy goal, but me no sabe whether by him deliver on it. Sir, one fellow important policy area he mentioned inside the statement is that there has to be an expansionary fiscal policy in order for energize him and resuscitate him and sustain him economy for him grow. Why this is so, Mr. Speaker, is because government have not only important sector or economy, it's the biggest sector or economy. So suppose you may not spend the money, but economy die, yeah? Economy might go down. And this you will see reflected law. What the people say sell for rodia, sell and bill not, or also if you look him also what places else AMT, economy no baraguja sir. So government has to spend money. Question now, government cannot spend money it doesn't have. How now for government got money? Well, him some borrow, but at the moment him hard for borrow, hard for borrow selling. But him some attract them budget support, which some of our development partners are helping us. Budget support, direct budget support, but also support without development budget and also. But this one where me like for emphasizing me now, and which I don't know whether him now minister time, is for him increasing our own ability, our own capacity to increase revenue. I think where Minister him put on finger will have another one. And him sorrow where for him take him, yeah, Mr. Speaker. Action must be taken on the domestic front in order to enhance the economy, but more so fiscal policy by having re-energizing the economy when government spend money. So good policy objective, but actions now must be taken on him. Finally, sir, me like for just comment on some figures and not detail, but me like for comment no more long this the budget itself. The bill, sir, is asking for approval of a supplementation of the total of $311,436,406, which is to be financed through one contingency warrant law recurrent of $482,000, two advance warrants of recurrent $96,954,406. Thirdly, variation in appropriations, recurrent expenditure of $45,395,518. A variation appropriation of development expenditures of 45, this one have me negative, yeah? $45,395,518, and fifthly, additional supplementation recurrent of $16 million. Now, sir, me no got any real problem with them parts 1, 2, and 4 long funding of this fella budget, or funding of this fella selling where government him asked for him. However, I have a real problem with, and I think me no hear him what now chairman him tell him, but a little bit where the other speakers were telling me got him a little bit problem with him, the manner that the funds are to be reallocated as proposed under Part 3. Part 3 is a variation appropriation. In other words, varying now appropriations were done already in a previous original budget. Problem there is in two parts. One is kind of selling from development estimates for funding recurrent expenditure. Hear me something where I think this is the practice where people talk about this whole practice here. Meeting me no parava good for practice here. But sir, me time me look back, look this whole budget, original budget, me support him, sir. And me support him because of the allocations that have been made through the development estimates, especially low health, low education also. So for me, changing mind below me for Seleni values in more low different place. Now, me cannot support him as I find it very difficult for me to do that. Sir, especially time me looking what amounts here, long Ministry of Education, $20 million that was previously allocated for a grant Longsino by Gonoma out from Ministry for Golo Prime Minister's Office for funding recurrent expenditures law Prime Minister's Office. That one me no support them previously, and I find it a little bit difficult for Swalom, sir. There's also funding of $20 million from Electoral Commission. Again, having go from there, as explained to us by the officials, This one for funding Prime Minister's recurrent expenditure. And inside law recurrent expenditure below Prime Minister's office, travel as well as funding law the outstanding law Pacific Games. Sir, me looking to one full amount, I think almost $3 million is taken from the Ministry of Health for Golongo. Same expenditure head, law recurrent expenditure budget, Blongo, Prime Minister's office for Pacific Games. All get something now, me find them difficult law inside additional budget, sir. Me find them difficult. There are, of course, questions, and in conclusion, me like say no more, there are questions on the use of or the application of one and me call them now, there are some variations and also once, of course, the House hear me approve them, this fella to me or this fella something I'm not mentioned either in the PFM Act or the previous act, bills act, or even in the Constitution. But once he approved, he also me by doing more. But that one, me a little bit current question to answer, and especially in terms of the figures that I have just mentioned. Policy, not really the figures, but this kind of policy, health. Me cannot repeat more the sentiments expressed by member for West Arare and others. Health at its knees at the moment in terms of supply this time. So time you look him selling of the moment from ministry, it saddens my heart. Me sad to myself, Mr. Speaker. We can't afford to do that. So, sir, me want to say no more that whilst I tried to look for somewhere for me supporting this full bill, I will reserve my vote on this budget and I resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable MP for Small Maraita. Thank you. Let me recognize the Honourable for Ministry of Provincial Government.
Thank you, Speaker Sir, for giving me this opportunity. I rise to make a special point of order. In fact, I should have raised this during yesterday's sitting, but for now I wish to bring this to your good Speaker's attention. This is pursuant to orders, Standing Orders 36, subsection 6 and 8, and I quote, "The name of Her Majesty of the Governor General shall not be used disrespectfully or to influence Parliament," end of quote. And subsection 8, "The conduct of the Governor General, ministers and members and judges or other persons performing judicial functions shall not be praised," end of quote. With the greatest of respect, yesterday the good chairman for Public Accounts Committee make reference to the His Excellency, the Governor General. So my respectful plea is that that line, that reference should be, with all due respect, struck off the Hansard record. So I'm also seeking your Speaker's leave if you can also make a ruling on that one, so that it takes off the record, the Hansard record. That's the only matter that I wish to raise. Speaker said this standing orders has reasons to be established, so For those reasons, I raise them for your speaker's ruling. As regards the motion, I join the other leaders who have contributed yesterday, in particular the leader of opposition, independent and others who supported the motion. With those, I resume my seat. Thank you, Speaker Sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Yes, I think I made a reference to making references to not to make reference to the standing orders you mentioned, but I think when to raise it is immediately when someone mentioned that, then you raise a point of order. You could not or should not retrospectively raise it because you have to correct the Hansard records there, and then for this moment it has been recorded. And whether it can be retrospectively removed, we'll try and see that. But the point of raising a point of order is when a member raises an issue on the spot, that's when you raise a point of order, not on that issue, not on the retrospective. And then, of course, I will not delve into that, but making reference to the titles, especially, for example, a speech from the throne by the Governor General. The mention of Governor General there is in reference to the speech, and that is within the scope of the definition of the making reference to who delivered the speech. Is the head of state or representative of the head of state. It's not an offense to mention his title in any statement that you hear from the floor. So I just want to make that clarification, but thank you for raising it anyway. We'll revert back to the original question if there are any members who wish to contribute to the debate on the motion. Let me give the opportunity to the Honourable Prime Minister, so you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to contribute briefly to the debate on the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 presented by the Honourable Minister of Finance and Treasury and the Member of Parliament for East Choiseul. I will respond to a few matters raised by the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and the MP for Central Honora, especially with regards to the heads under the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. But before doing so, Mr. Speaker, let me first of all thank the Honourable Minister for Finance and Treasury for tabling the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024, the first bill of the GNAT coalition. On the same note, I also wish to thank the Chairman and members of the Public Accounts Committee for their scrutiny of the bill and their report as contained in National Parliament Paper number 14 of 2024. I do note the 6 recommendations outlined in the report. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to hear the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee exercising his right to free speech on the floor of Parliament. However, I was quite mortified when he tried to interpret the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Constitution is the supreme law of this country, and if any other law is inconsistent with this Constitution, that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, shall be void. I'm sure that the Minister of Finance and Treasury shall touch on some of these matters when he winds up the debate, but allow me to dwell on some of the issues that the Chairman raised and others on the other side of the House. Of course, the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee has opened the door to legal opinion, so let us enter that door. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Chairman in his speech made reference to Section 102 of the Constitution, which is understandable, but he failed to understand the legal mandate of Parliament as couched under Section 59 of the Constitution. Section 59 of the Constitution gives the power to make laws to Parliament. for the peace, order, and good governance of Solomon Islands. Section 59.2 further provides that the laws referred to in this section shall take the form of bills passed by Parliament. The only caveat or restriction to Section 59 is Section 60, which states, except on the recommendation of the Cabinet signified by a minister, Parliament shall not, and I quote, A, proceed upon any bill, including any amendment to a bill, which in the opinion of the person presiding makes provision for imposing or increasing any tax, for imposing or increasing any charge on the consolidated fund or other funds of Solomon Islands, or for altering any such charge otherwise than by reducing it, or for compounding or remitting any debt due to Solomon Islands. B, proceed upon any motion, including any amendment to a motion which would, in the opinion of the person presiding, if the motion were carried, require the introduction of such a bill as is referred to in paragraph A to give effect to the motion. Or C, receive any petition which, in the opinion of the person presiding, requests the provision he made for any of the purposes aforesaid. End of quote. Mr. Speaker, sir, for purposes of Section 59 of the Constitution, the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 is a bill that falls under Parliament's mandate to pass into law. However, the Chairman argues that Section 102(3) of the Constitution prevents Parliament from exercising its jurisdiction because it does not say that Parliament has the power to reduce a head in an Appropriation Act. If that is the case, Mr. Speaker, then who has the authority? I say Parliament because of Section 59 of the Constitution, which precedes Section 102 already gives Parliament the ultimate power to make laws. So where the Constitution is silent on whether Parliament has the power to make laws for a certain thing, then Section 59 of the Constitution applies by default, because Section 102 of the Constitution does not specifically oust Parliament's inherent and original jurisdiction to make law. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to the Public Finance Management Act, specifically Section 54, 4 and 5, which prevents the Minister from varying heads by virement. The Public Finance Management Act prevents the Minister of Finance to do this. So the question is, who has the authority? The answer, I believe, is simple. It's Parliament. Why? Because it has inherent and original jurisdiction to make laws. This is precisely why the reduction and reallocation of heads have to come to Parliament, because the Minister cannot exercise his executive powers to do this. Mr. Speaker, I'm disappointed that the Chairman wants to assume the role of the courts to say that this is wrong. I strongly encourage the Chairman to seek a declaration from the courts on this legal issue rather than interpreting the law himself and trying to influence other members of Parliament by saying that this 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 is unlawful. Mr. Speaker, furthermore, the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee also mentioned the term fundamental and that he was confused. I'm surprised that he is confused with the term fundamental. This term, when used by His Excellency, was in reference to the fundamental sector. It is unfortunate that the Chairman has taken a cheap shot at our Governor General, who is unable to explain himself on this floor by implying that fundamental reforms should mean the reforms to fundamental rights in the Constitution. Which law says that is so? The Chairman, Mr. Speaker, is indeed confused, and he said this himself. The Chairman and others on the other side who spoke yesterday on the bill also said that it does not match the narrative on transformation and the government's country's policy and programs. Sir, it is important to note that some of the 100 policies and programs are being implemented by various ministries under their 2024 budget allocations passed in 2023. Some of the transformative initiatives implemented by GNAT are also ongoing projects initiated by the last government and supported by our development partners, such as the PRC-funded Broadband Towers project, which should be completed by the end of next year. This project is critical towards our efforts to digitalize our economy going forward. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, when we debate the speech from the throne, respective ministers will take the opportunity to outline in some detail their respective policy and program initiatives. And I believe this will be reflected in the 2025 budget. Mr. Speaker, if the current government is the same as the last one, feels the same, smells the same, looks the same, as alluded to by the leader of opposition, what's wrong with that, Mr. Speaker? What's wrong with that, Mr. Speaker, if we continue to deliver? If we continue to deliver. Mr. Speaker, stability and continuity is critical for our governments or for our country's development. And I wish to remind us leaders that that transformation begins with us leaders and our people. We have to transform our attitudes and mindsets as well. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to clarify some comments raised by the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee on the budget allocations under the Prime Minister and Cabinet's office, supplementary heads. On his comments that there is no allocation for work on state government or federalism, this is not true, Mr. Speaker. There is an allocation of $1.7 million under Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet, Head 14, Subhead or Item 101-307-0000-22401, conferences, seminars, and workshops. And this can be found on page 15 of the bill. So, Mr. Speaker, as responsible leaders, let us not misinform and mislead our people. On the matters relating to the 2023 Pacific Games, legacy, and Tata buses, Mr. Speaker, let me first of all acknowledge the National Hosting Authority for successfully delivering the largest and best games ever in the Pacific, thus making our country proud. Mr. Speaker, past governments have been accused for not investing in sports infrastructure in the country. The last government, the DCGA government, and this government attaches a lot of importance to sports infrastructure development and their maintenance. Mr. Speaker, the allocation for legacy of $35,500,000 is to cover the most essential costs the National Hosting Authority has to meet before it closes this year, noting that it is about $24,500,000 less than the projected post-games balance of about $60 million the NHA had anticipated after settling all contracts. The allocation of $35,500,000 will cater for a number of activities, including fencing, completion, and upgrade of certain legacy properties, as well as salaries for maintenance staff and event management team until December 2024. Say on the procurement of Tata buses, another matter raised by the chairman, the Government of India approved the procurement and supplied 20 buses plus parts in mid-2023. Due to time pressure to manufacture and ship the buses on time, the Government of India requested the National Hosting Authority to make the procurement upfront and that they will reimburse the National Hosting Authority. The reimbursement of $8,403,361 that appeared in the supplementary budget was received this year. Mr. Speaker, I see nothing wrong with the arrangement. The NHA had donated the buses to various institutions, including MID, SINU, Honiara City Council, the National Sports Council, the RSIP, and the Correctional Services. Mr. Speaker, on the Prime Minister's supplementary travel allocation, this caters for both local and overseas travel. The overseas travel, as we know, are mandatory and important for any head of government or country to attend in terms of securing or defending our country's interests, but as well as securing tangible bilateral outcomes and contributing to shaping regional and international policy initiatives to address common challenges facing us. Mr. Speaker, on terms and conditions of our public servants, another important matter raised by the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, the Ministry of Public Service is working on this matter as part of the 100 days policy. Last week, I met with the CPU executive and we did discuss this matter as well. CPU is about to complete their consultations and will dialogue with the Ministry of Public Service going forward. Let me take this opportunity to thank our public officers for their ongoing commitment and dedication to serve our country and people despite challenging times. Mr. Speaker, my brother and colleague, the leader of the independent group and MP for East Harare, decided to pick out and praise Taiwan for its funding support in 2018 under the Ministry of Health and Medical Services, Head 09, which 2 other countries also contributed, vis-a-vis against the government's Friends to All and Enemy to None foreign policy framework. So this foreign policy framework or slogan is being pursued by the government largely on the basis of selective pragmatism. Hence, the decision to switch in 2019. I wish to stress that a lot of tangible progress has been achieved within the last 5 years in terms of our bilateral relations and cooperation with the People's Republic of China. We can see for ourselves the programs, the projects, and the facilities that have been built over the last 5 years. The Pacific Games facilities, senior dormitories, roads, scholarships, and so forth. Let me also reaffirm this government's recognition and commitment to the One China principle, and that Taiwan is an inalienable part of China. And at this juncture, Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank all our development and donor partners for their ongoing support towards the development aspirations of the government and people of Solomon Islands. Finally, Mr. Speaker, it is unfortunate that the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and the MP for Central Honiara has decided to reject the 2024 Appropriation Bill 2024. I am sure his people in Central Honiara will benefit directly and indirectly under some of the funding allocations in the bill. And I hope that the chairman will also reconsider his position when we come to the Committee of Supply on the 3rd reading of the bill. On this note, sir, I thank the leader of opposition and the leader of the independent group and others on the other side of the House, as well as my ministers who have taken the floor to express support for the bill. The MP for North New Georgia who spoke earlier made an assumption that it seems that there is no support for this bill. Mr. Speaker, that is not true. This bill has gone through caucus, it has gone through cabinet before it came to Parliament. So it has the support of the GNAT government. With these remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the bill and I resume my seat.
Thank you. Let me give the floor now to the Honourable Minister for Infrastructure Development and MP for East Malaita.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, me like for Rice to share on the supplementary bill, which is moved by the Minister of Finance. Let me brief now, Mr. Speaker, so that others can also debate on the bill. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Sir, first I would like to thank the Minister of Finance for moving the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024. Also, while on that, me like for Thank you, Finance Minister, Mr. Speaker, for looking how now the economy that we go through, the country go through, Minister really tight up everything of finance, and I'm really pleased with that one, Mr. Speaker. I see that we continue to keep the economy floating, Mr. Speaker. Just listening to some of the speakers, we just like for, I think for, let them know some of our colleagues from our provinces that the Ministry of Infrastructure will continue to do its part in maintaining our roads in our constituencies, in our provinces, Mr. Speaker. So we just like for assuring colleagues here, the House, that we will continue to work closely with our provincial governments and also yourself as we continue to work together for building our roads. Mr. Speaker, just for letting me say that just because of the time, that's why we have been slowed. In become normal April, yeah. In becoming April election, and then now we are just four months more, and so that's why you see things. But to let you know, Mr. Speaker, things are rolling to other provinces. Infrastructure is go ahead this time. In terms of Lomalaita works are going on there, Lomalaita province, under SIRAP program, under DFAT program, also some under SIG program. So I would like to assure the House, Mr. Speaker, in terms of infrastructure, works are happening. In Guadalcanal province, there are a few works going on, East Side Road, East Side, on the west side. Works will be going. Just few difficulties that we had with some land-owning people were a little bit hiccups, but I hope with the support with my two colleagues from West Guadalcanal and I think Northwest, yeah, we will continue to work closely. Something narrow down and make them work a little bit slow. And also we will work closely to mention, Mr. Speaker, to work closely with some of our MPs that have machineries. I think that is one way of getting things done faster, Mr. Speaker. So me like for assuring this House, Mr. Speaker. To Makira, Mr. Speaker, we will work it out with the water roads Blogata. Very soon we'll have a team going down there for doing scoping, Mr. Speaker. On Temotu, Mr. Speaker, I've also discussed with the member from Temotu, and we will continue to work closely with them to see that some work must done province blame Temotu on their roads for maintenance, Mr. Speaker. And very soon we'll have a team going down there for doing scoping, Mr. Speaker. So, sir, we just like for updating Normal House. Ministry of Infrastructure is continuing for doing work, Mr. Speaker. Even though things are a bit slow, to also let the House know, Mr. Speaker, you know, the financial difficulties that we go through, we will slowly continue for doing water projects flowing in our provinces. In Western Province, there is a program for Noro, so it's a project that's funded under SIRA. So all our provinces, we will slowly kick our projects going, Mr. Speaker, so that a little bit awareness no more what colleagues blaming for survey what they go on. Central Province, we will slowly do our 100 days policy. We will unseal the patch-up around Tulagi Province township. So that is also another flagship for 400 days. So in Honiara, Mr. Speaker, I've discussed with some of my colleagues. You will see some of the roads we will slowly work on it. East Honiara, Central Honiara, and West Honiara. There are some roads, ANSI roads, will be patching up very soon. So, milak asem wal no worry, imi by waka, yeah? So I think that one no milak assure my good colleagues are here and our provinces that we will work together to keep our projects going so that imi savana infrastructure is very important, Mr. Speaker, hem now bara backbone. Mr. Speaker, imi agriculture infrastructure too. Without infrastructure, there is no development, Mr. Speaker. So infrastructure is very important. Yeah. So that is why, Mr. Speaker, I would like to assure my colleagues here that we will continue to work together and build our roads, build our bridges, and build our wharves, Mr. Speaker. Just to inform us here in Honiara, Mr. Speaker, you have seen works going on the west side, Mr. Speaker. Conjunction traffic semi busy a little bit, giving me very, very slow traffic. But I would like to assure the House very soon we will complete, CCECC will complete the drainage and then go on straight to the road works. So that's our ceiling from City Council to Owen Bastu. So this is funded under the LMCP project under ADB. So just to assure us, Honiara, we will see that the road here by slowly patch up no more, yeah? Some will say, oh no, road no. We will slowly patch it back until that ceiling we go. Yes, we can't spend more money more, so we just keep that road for traffic can be flow no more. So that's why you see some potholes. Somebody say, oh, to ground no more, yeah? So we will just keep on that way no more to keep in traffic in flow until a ceiling here we go, that ceiling. So very soon we'll have our roads sealed. So Mr. Speaker, I think that's just an update for the House no more for aware on these issues and infrastructure, Mr. Speaker. Yes, sir, I would like to, at least before we close the chanta, Mr. Speaker, I would also like to thank the donor partners. They have taken up a huge part of the budget for infrastructure for the roads below. So I would like to thank our donor partners for their continued support towards the infrastructure low country below Solomon Islands. Sir, I think I'm no more like for a Shoreham House no more on some of the things that by you know left out by me work with him you for doing all the projects below constituency and the province below me, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, I think I'm no more, Mr. Speaker. Me like for Toklam, you know, got him stuck some different as others have shared already. Mr. Speaker. Just lastly, Mr. Speaker, before we forget, I'd just like to reply no more member not New Jersey. I think he was talking about marine. Today, the Prime Minister just launched the new policy, 100 days below marine, SIMA. I just assure the House, Mr. Speaker, that our new policy, we are working on it now. We have just launched, Prime Minister have just launched it this morning, that we will have also a mobility scheme, that we will have our Marines to go out also to work on the ships, like also in Australia and New Zealand. And I think this is very important for our young youths, for go out and doing work on ships, fishing boats, also. You will see that Marine College, we are working on it, okay, to become a self-autonomy, yeah, for him, Sansa level. We try to see that we bring Marine School back as usual before. Then we will see that what him talk about class 1, class 2, yeah, by him happen, Mr. Speaker. So all these things are coming, Mr. Speaker, and with GNAT government, we will make sure that these things happen for our Marine students here, Solomon Island. They will qualify to have their tickets, Mr. Speaker. At the same time, very true. That is before, but now we have to revive it so that we have those avenues for our students to become class 1s, class 2, Awesome, yeah? Got more tickets here so that they qualify more for taking more ships where we got them, Mr. Speaker. So this is a good news for us. We will also having a policy that we will be flying our flags, some of our flag with international vessels. Yeah, so these things are coming up. So we are working on it. We have just launched it this morning. So, Mr. Speaker, just is for the information. What we're not New Jersey and talk about, Baham come, Mr. Speaker. Yes, so thank you very much, Speaker. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for a little bit talk. I support the bill, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other members who wish to speak to the motion? So, Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's almost 4:30. I seek your consent to move a suspension of Standing Order 10 in accordance with Standing Order 81.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Standing Order 10 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit the continuation of business until adjourned by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5.
Honourable members, unless any other member wishes to comment on this motion, I will put the question. Thank you. The question is that Standing Order 10 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit the continuation of business until adjourned by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5. All those in favour say aye. All those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Standing Order 10 therefore stands suspended. We may continue the business until adjourned by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5. So we'll go back now. That answers, we pass the motion. Any further contributions or to the motion? I take it that there is none. I will now therefore call on the Honourable Minister of Finance and Treasury to deliver his speech in reply. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me, 4:45 now, so I run by. Start for a week in Thank you for giving the floor of Parliament to round up the debate on the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024. But in doing so, sir, I would like to thank all members of Parliament on both sides of the House who spoke to the bill and have made very useful contributions and suggestions. Mr. Speaker, those I hope they're recorded in the Hansard so we can follow them up, Mr. Speaker. But I thank the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister and the Ministers for clarifying the issues that directly affect their ministries. So I thank the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, join the others to do that, and he's always they are doing a lot of work to scrutinize the bill, and as noted by the Prime Minister, we note the 6 very useful recommendations made, which have been responded to by the ministers responsible for the specific portfolios, and I will do so. I think probably I'll just concentrate on that in this reply on matters that come under the Ministry of Finance, as matters that we are responsible for under our ministry, Mr. Speaker. But as usual, and the opposition and the independent group, of course, as expected, and in fact we allowed that to happen, and we actually asked that we debate this motion. came out firing. That's good, sir, on what they consider as government's negligence, maybe, to address issues they believe are pertinent to the management of the economy. And that's the role of the opposition, Mr. Speaker, and to a certain extent the independent group in Parliament, who of course listen to the debates on both sides of the House before they make their decisions on any matter that is placed before Parliament. So I must say they're very relevant issues, which affects our life, the life of our people, and so we will be, grossly irresponsible to brush them aside, Mr. Speaker. Let me assure this House, sir, as a responsible government, we do not deny these issues. That's the last thing that we must do. So we have never said, Mr. Speaker, that we are making excellent progress in all areas of the economy that will make everybody happy. Mr. Speaker, we never make that claim, sir. As a matter of fact, we would be too pretentious, sir, to do so. But the good news, Mr. Speaker, is that we are cognizant of these issues and are implementing strategic medium-term policies, Mr. Speaker, that will address some of our major constraints, Mr. Speaker. Failing that, Mr. Speaker, we can debate forever about these issues, and Mr. Speaker. This country has a serious fundamental strategic issues, Mr. Speaker, for him addressing before. It must make sense. Law, all got very useful suggestions and advice that you give on the floor, Mr. Speaker. So the chairman, of course, posed a very pertinent question at the very start of his debate, which resonates into all the contributions to the debate by the opposition and independent bench. They say it in different ways, Mr. Speaker, but how the bill will address the problem of the economy, Mr. Speaker. That is a very big, but unfortunately misplaced questions, Mr. Speaker. I say more simple. The simple answer of that question is very little, and that's rightly acknowledged and pointed out by the member for South Small Malacca, Mr. Speaker. Because this bill is not the main objective of. That is not the main objective of this bill, Mr. Speaker, as I will elaborate in this reply. But we, of course, accommodate, entertain the views expressed, because this is if you supplement him now, the 2024 budget, but of course with the reasons that we have new members of Parliament, and they were not part of the main debate, or the policy rationales and assumptions and whatever that didn't go into formulating the 2024 budgets. We may allow the discussions for happening, Mr. Speaker. But I note, Mr. Speaker, that Parliament will be debating the thank you motion that the Prime Minister will move when Parliament will reconvene after a special adjournment. That's when I believe the question about what the government is doing, Mr. Speaker, and will do in the medium term to progress our economy can be properly discussed in that context, Mr. Speaker. And sir, I believe the responsible ministers adequately responded to the sectorial issues, and I thank the Prime Minister for explaining what the areas that come under the Prime Minister's office. So by me now, not wasting Parliament time to repeat them, Mr. Speaker. So the object law bill, and very simple now, very simple, sir. That is to authorize additional supplementary expenditure of $113,436,406 for the service of the financial year ending 31st December 2024. In doing that, Mr. Speaker, the bill seeks Parliament indulgence, as we tell him already when I move this motion, Mr. Speaker, to regularize expenditure incurred through the contingency warrant, an advance warrant approved by the Minister of Finance and Treasury, and of course Cabinet as well, Mr. Speaker. And these actions are consistent with Section 58 of the Public Financial Management Act 2013, which provided the Minister of Finance may, in accordance with Section 103(2) of the Constitution, issue a contingency warrant for an urgent and unforeseen need or for a purpose for which no sum has been so appropriated and which cannot be delayed without detrimental effects to the public interest. That is quoting directly from Section 58 of the Public Financial Management Act, Mr. Speaker. The action is also consistent with Section 60 of the Public Financial Management Act 2013, that Minister of Finance may, by warrant, under his hand, authorize the Secretary to make a disbursement of monies forming part of the consolidated fund or other public funds for the purposes of making an advance to follow specific areas that are allowed under the law on behalf of and recoverable from other governments. So you're using first time consolidated fund, and then time the development partners come, you may replace in that fund. And of course, as well, the next one is to on behalf of a government agency where in the opinion of the minister, such advance is in the public interest and will be repaid within 12 months from the date of which it is made. So the bill also seek additional expenditure and variation from the current 2024 budget framework, and that's where, Mr. Speaker, you may currently stand off law this Parliament, law hem, Mr. Speaker, and the Public Accounts Committee, there's no problem, Mr. Speaker, with the other parts of the bill, but expressed serious reservation on the intention to vary existing heads. More specifically, Mr. Speaker, the effect of the variation, I think that's where the debate can come very strongly, the effect of variation to reduce some heads in order to increase the other heads. That is where Parliament, you may stand off Lohem, and I think the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee make his position there, Mr. Speaker. And this is such a crucial issue here, Mr. Speaker, and I just want to reiterate maybe the point, the submission by the Prime Minister on this one. If this one, Mr. Speaker, will decide, and I think raised by the member for North Georgia again as well too, that he's got no problem with the bills, all the other parts of the bill. This one, no more you've got a problem, Mr. Speaker. So the chairman actually dwelled at length on this matter, a lot of contribution to the debate, and as a matter of fact, I've been informed that the chairman has been questioning the legality of this bill, and then held officials from Ministry of Finance and Treasury and Attorney General's office for 2 days, Mr. Speaker, going to and fro with 3 meetings without really acknowledging the legal clarification and explanation provided, Mr. Speaker. We granted, Mr. Speaker, I think the chairman did the right thing, Mr. Speaker. If you look at the terms of reference along the Public Accounts Committee, when the committee got some issues on certain matters that to feel very strong about and want to bring him come to the notice of the government. Well, actually, the committee actually am answerable to Parliament now, Mr. Speaker. Same report come to Parliament, and that's where you may everyone come and debating this matter. So the chairman did that, Mr. Speaker, in taking this whole matter very seriously, and brought it to the attention of the government in recommendation 1, as follows, Mr. Speaker, that the supplementary appropriation bill should be revisited to align with a format consistent with the legislative framework and supporting regulations. And the committee further recommends that the Public Financial Management Act regulations be amended to provide clarity in dealing with variations of appropriation across heads. Well, for convenience sake and ease of reference, the issues as we understand him here, Mr. Speaker, and the Prime Minister has responded. The issue is followed, that the Constitution does not provide for the decrease of the sums already appropriated by Parliament. That's one very strong position that will come out, that the Constitution only provides for Parliament to supplement the sums already provided in the Appropriation Act, Mr. Speaker. So that's the matter that is brought to the attention of Parliament, served, and the Prime Minister has gone at length for explaining. Mr. Speaker, I can only reiterate and maybe endorse the points that were raised here, Mr. Speaker. As I said, the Constitution is a living document, Mr. Speaker. I mean, if the Constitution starts for outlining everything that we need to do, and that's probably one of the problems, the new federal Constitution that we talk about when the Constituent Assembly and we meet. The Constitution that we got, Mr. Speaker, is one of the best, probably, one of the best, in that it is a living document and an alarm clock to continue for development and to interpret it. So, Mr. Speaker, as is rightly, there's certain things, and I grant it, that the Constitution nor the Public Financial Management Act, and me telling me for doing this, well, one of doing this with the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, and me bring him come. Now, the way we see these things, and we're working very closely with the Attorney General's offices, there's nothing really wrong with this one, Mr. Speaker. It is the principle. There's the principle that in Waklo is the hands that give, it's the hands that take. And it is a Parliament that I'm approving now this one. This whole Appropriation Act when it comes to 2024, and the Supplementary Appropriation Bill, as the Minister, as Prime Minister tell him, it's an act, one amendment, one act, no comments, just like any other act, no more, Mr. Speaker. And what do you do when the Amendment Act comes? You either take away something out, you add in something in, you tweak him, label several clauses, and that's the nature of amendment bills that come to Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Also, no, Mr. Speaker. And so It's just that when it comes to financial bills, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution give him a special name, and style him as a supplementary appropriation. Just a name given to a bill to amend an act, existing act. The existing act sit down this time is the Appropriation Act 2024, Mr. Speaker. So we are looking at this. The Parliament now is the supreme, as Prime Minister Thailand. And I make him law, amend law, repeal law, and that's what you do when an amendment bill comes to the Parliament. I'm asking Parliament to do some of these things. So when the advice we got was that if the Constitution is silent, as rightly pointed out by the Prime Minister, what do? You read into it, and court cases after court cases after court cases, and go to Parliament and court and decide also. Constitution is a living document. You interpret him that whatever is brought in the context, Mr. Speaker. So, even bring him come. Even the minister, rightly as the chairman tell him, minister no got him any power for doing that one. I do not claim, Mr. Speaker, for got him any power to move our head, to vary more the heads. I do not have power. That's the reason why we bring him come to Parliament. Bring him come to Parliament, make him Parliament now that passed the Appropriation Act 2024 and make him this whole decision again to say that yes, you shall vary. Some say also this moving of the development over the items for the development budget for you moving all recurrent, Mrs. Speaker. Over the budget instruments, it even got and come under the power of the Minister of Finance and not got any power to do that. That's why we bring it to Parliament, Mr. Speaker, that for asking Parliament, you please move him before what items of the development budget area, move him go recurrent, Mr. Speaker. That's why we bring that matter to this house as well. So, me want to endorse him no more all the points that the Prime Minister put him and me tell him come already law this matter. Simple also no what. There's the court there, of course. Then the member for Central Honorarium is at liberty for seeking legal, constitutional interpretation. Court for doing that one, and it will be good. It will be healthy for the development of law in this country, and so that it may be clear. And this is a matter that may dream come for years after years. And by the way, Mr. Speaker, just in passing, sir, he was the Prime Minister of this country in 2013, Mr. Speaker. So sorry, 12, when this bill came through, I bill, and the minister and the member for small like that was the Minister of Finance. They brought this the Public Financial Management Act into nice one now, Mr. Speaker. So, sir, I just want to say that the chairman did the right thing and put him in salary report, and it came to attention of the Parliament. So we have a nice, lively debate about this government's position and more so now, Mr. Speaker. I think it's a small matter. They are way around this one, Mr. Speaker. I said, let me appeal to the member for Central Owner, who supporting budget, and then take him this whole matter go court for seeking legal constitutional interpretation, and it's good for the development of the laws in this country, Mr. Speaker. So we just want to leave him there, sir. Time him around to so by him populim long for too much this response. But the recommendation to Mr. Speaker, the committee recommends the Minister of Finance and Treasury and commend them for taking steps to manage the fiscal gap, and thank you very much. that one, and the committee are concerned, however, that at the size of the reservation applied to some ministries, and encourage the Ministry of Finance and Treasury to continue to engage with ministries affected to ensure they have sufficient funds available there for the mandates, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I have no problem with that. Sir, it's a right concerns anyone, any members of Parliament, and especially the members of the Public Accounts Committee, right, will have that concern, Mr. Speaker. We just want to say also no more, sir, that Section 56.3 of the Public Financial Management Act, and we look at the legal basis, lawyer first time, sir, gives the authority to the Minister of Finance to either suspend, to withdraw or limit any such authority previously given to any permanent secretary by warrant if he is satisfied that such an action is required by reason of financial exigency or in the public interest. That's the legal basis and the rationale, Mr. Speaker. And I want to assure the House, Mr. Speaker, so that the reservation is actually a balancing act between the imperative to close the cash flow gap and the need to be mindful of ministry's core mandates and functions, Mr. Speaker. That is the guiding rule here when the Ministry of Finance and me implementing this one. And the approach, Mr. Speaker, this is to split the budget for recurrent and other charges, allocations of ministries between two category, non-discretionary and discretionary. And bar help to us, Mr. Speaker, in prioritizing what the ministries cannot do without, and that one in non-discretionary, and over what they can afford to do without, and this one is in the area of discretionary, Mr. Speaker. So I just want to clear that part, sir. The recommendation 3, Mr. Speaker, the committee recommends that Minister of Finance and Treasury publish the 2023 outstanding reports under Section 52(1) of the Public Financial Management Act to better support scrutiny of the budget process. So I really have no problem with that. It's the right recommendations to make. So Minister of Finance is well fully aware of that mandate to produce the budget review reports, and that includes the 2023 final budget outcome and 2024 media budget review report, Mr. Speaker. The budget review reports has been prepared on time, sir. However, the detailed information on the payroll expenditures is an outstanding issue after the upgrading of the new financial management information system since 2022, and has constrained the timely delivery of the report, Mr. Speaker. So the payroll expenditure report is now being addressed through various channels of work. First, so the cleansing of valid data and the purging of redundant data that is going on now, which should help stabilize the system. Second, Mr. Speaker, major upgrade is being worked on to ensure that the payroll system is using the latest version of Orion payroll system by November this year, Mr. Speaker. Lastly, so the work on alignment of payroll data and structuring the interface between Orion and the 365 will be more systematic as the two earlier channels of work progress further, thus enhancing the timeliness and accuracy of payroll expenditure reports. And Mr. Speaker, Minister of Finance currently is reviewing the 2 draft reports, and I can assure this Honourable House, Mr. Speaker, that the 2 review reports will be finalized before the end of this month and tabled in Parliament soon after. So just briefly, well, I think the Minister of Health has already answer the questions pertaining to the Ministry of Health. But the government is serious, Mr. Speaker, about medical services in the country, and this is demonstrated in the bill. A total of 22.6 million has been brought forward before Parliament for approval. So I will just quickly touch on, very quickly on the other matters, not all of them, Mr. Speaker, but the main issues, sir. As we told earlier on, the opposition and independent group, I think, sir, and I don't blame, and this is what we must do, did more than is necessary, Mr. Speaker, in their contribution to this bill by venturing deeper into a full debate on the state of the economy, as if we are considering the 2025 appropriation bill, Mr. Speaker. But that's under the this motion that we want them. People making that one, so the opposition come out firing, Mr. Speaker. But there's just one more. But by doing so, Mr. Speaker, you're a little bit unfairly criticizing the government's 100 days program, which is still being implemented. And I believe a full report on the achievements will be produced, Mr. Speaker, and I think for the benefit of maybe Parliament as well, Parliament for Local Government. And as stated above, Mr. Speaker, the appropriate occasion for that is when the speech from the throne is debated. Let's kill ourselves at that, Mr. Speaker. It will make very interesting debates there. This bill, as we told him already, only seeks Parliament's approval to supplement additional expenditure, and expenditure already authorized by the Minister of Finance and Treasury under provisions in the 2024 Appropriation Act 2023 through contingency warrants, as we told him already, advance warrants, and is not pretending to do all the things that the members of the other side of the House are raising in this debate. So we want to put in that very, very clear. I will not attempt to address all the points raised by the opposition because most of them, Mr. Speaker, maybe by himself raising again, long time the report, the speech from the throne is discussed. And as I said earlier, by Yumi, the bill is very, very simple now. So just put in context a little bit the struggle and challenges that we face him as government, sir, in recognizing that the Jinat is made up of the same political parties that made up the DCG, and the Prime Minister alluded to that, and therefore this is the same group continuing. A little bit, Mr. Speaker, the chairman underplayed the challenging environment that the coalition came through during the last 5 years, as mentioned by the Minister of Planning. So I need to make it very clear, we promised the nation that we will mitigate the effects of the pandemic and later the riot to keep the economy afloat, and we successfully did, Mr. Speaker. We successfully did. That should deserve praise and acknowledgement, Mr. Speaker. Not only did we float the economy, but we also grew it by more than close to 4% by the end of 2023, Mr. Speaker. I note the comment made by the chairman and the leader of the opposition that the growth we are talking about, Mr. Speaker, is not reflected in the lives of ordinary Solomon Islanders. Granted, Mr. Speaker. So I'm also in any economy, it is totally possible for a country to enjoy economic growth and still have very poor people in the country, Mr. Speaker. Take the United States of America, for example. Take the United States of America, which is the #1 economy in the world today, enjoying consistent positive annual economic growth over the years. Yet they have more than 43 million people living in poverty as we speak now, Mr. Speaker. Many other factors are involved. For example, you can lead a donkey to the water, but you cannot make it drink. forcing for 3. Mr. Speaker, the implications there by how we interpreting that one or this context in it. But in saying that, however, Mr. Speaker, the point is taken. The point is taken. The implementation of government strategic policies must be properly designed to motivate active participation by our people in worthwhile economic activities or investing our national wealth in areas that generate more growth. Mr. Speaker, I think that's the point that comes up very powerful, including what the chairman is referring to as opening the economy and maybe incentivizing specific performance by private sector. Mr. Speaker, and I fully agree. I fully agree, and we are doing that, Mr. Speaker, but of course, balancing it, so with a revenue consideration. That concern also applies to any reference to the policy directive that I issued to the control of customs on the proper use of saffron wolves in onion, Mr. Speaker. The leader of the independent group, learned leader, questioned whether the growth that the government was talking about translates to increase in revenue collection. Mr. Speaker, the answer is yes. Yes, Mr. Speaker. I note, sir, that a question is raised on that very subject, so I will take the opportunity to address that matter when I answer that question, Mr. Speaker. But as correctly observed, Mr. Speaker, Solomon Islands is not a perfect economy. It's not a perfect economy so that people can stand in this parliament and talk about the conventional approach to running this economy, Mr. Speaker. We are not. We are not, Mr. Speaker. As price takers, Mr. Speaker, we are vulnerable to all major externally driven shocks, Mr. Speaker. And I'm not saying that because of our helpless situation as price taker, we should just throw our hands up and surrender. No more. I'm not saying that, Mr. Speaker. Far from it. Far from it. We must pursue transformational reforms, Mr. Speaker, to maneuver the economy through the challenging economic path we are traveling. So, this is exactly what GNAT continues to do, Mr. Speaker, picking up on serious reform agendas that are still work in progress under DCGA, Mr. Speaker. And I will highlight some of these reforms toward the end of this roundup speech, Mr. Speaker, and it's now 7 o'clock now this time. I agree, I agree that the government has a duty, Mr. Speaker, a duty to properly manage the fiscal policy. Take it, Mr. Speaker. That advice is sound advice. So, this bill is also concerned with that responsibility, Mr. Speaker. This bill, one another spirit there, adhering to the principle that you can only spend what you earn, including responsible borrowing, Mr. Speaker. Some people see the reservation as the end of the world, Mr. Speaker, including some permanent secretaries too, who said that they were not consulted. Me, a little surprised a little bit, Mr. Speaker. If that happened, then by me cross now, Mr. Speaker. But my understanding is that consultations were done, Mr. Speaker, and the authority for the Minister of Finance for doing all the work, Mr. Speaker, we got obtaining from Cabinet, Mr. Speaker, before I did what I did. To say that key ministries suffer as a result of the fiscal management measures taken by the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Speaker, is grossly wrong, Mr. Speaker. The implementation of the reservation requires ministries to work very closely with the budget unit. And we've been doing that, Mr. Speaker. When ministry feels, oh, this was something, and they come and discuss within the budget unit. In the lifting, no need to come to Cabinet for the reserve things. I'll come, and every request so far, Mr. Speaker, have been approved. So that's how we manage this reserve that you mean, that is decision to reserve a certain portion of our budget, Mr. Speaker. So, having said that, however, we fully acknowledge that the government services are not delivered to the best, but it would be totally wrong to say that the government is doing nothing about it. That one, no, Mr. Speaker. That would be akin, Mr. Speaker, to saying that the government is totally indifferent to the very reason why it is in government, which is simply absurd, Mr. Speaker. The Minister of Health, in his intervention, made that point clear as far as health and medical services is concerned, and that is true with the other services, Mr. Speaker. So the Leader of Opposition is correct in saying that the country, and I think it resonates as well in the contributions that were made by that side of the House, that the country is constricted by serious structural deficiencies which needs to be addressed. Mr. Speaker, the government agrees completely, 100%, Mr. Speaker. And for the information of this House, Mr. Speaker, we are setting in motion a number of transformative reforms that will totally change the investment environment in Solomon Islands. And by me mentioning some follow no and then we should finish till about 9 o'clock tonight, Mr. Speaker. We have infrastructure. We have finalized the Solomon Islands National Infrastructure Priority Pipeline 2023 to identify the infrastructure needs of the country in strategic locations around the country. And this program will see important infrastructures like roads, bridges, airport, wharfs constructed in different provinces, Mr. Speaker. And this is taking on from the construction that then go ahead, Mr. Speaker. And the call here, no more, Mr. Speaker, this is what our development partners want to partner with in Solomon Islands. Come forward. That's my simple call, Mr. Speaker, implementing this pipeline project. We secured the agreement and financial arrangements, and work is continuing to construct 141 telecommunication towers around the country and upgrade the existing network to 5G to improve connectivity in country. Talking about transformative it is, Mr. Speaker. We have completed the work on the reform of the mineral sector. Mr. Speaker, as the DPM informed the House yesterday, Mr. Speaker, with the instruction to draft the new Minerals Act submitted to the legal draftsman in the Office of the Attorney General. The objective of the reform, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure the mineral resources of Solomon Islands will be developed for the benefit of all people of our country in a way that respects the different cultures, interests, and relationships that make up our diverse community, Mr. Speaker. We are also working on an energy sector that reduces the cost of electricity. And this is good news. This is a welcome news to business houses because the cost of utilities in Solomon Islands is very high compared with the Pacific Island countries. And the Deputy Prime Minister is working very hard on that, Mr. Speaker. And the range of legislative frameworks to fully realize this objective will be completed this year, Mr. Speaker. And in this connection, we progressed the construction of the Tina River Hydro Project, which, when completed, will help to achieve the objective of reducing the cost of electricity in Honiara. And we have established a comprehensive renewable energy roadmap, Mr. Speaker. The new roadmap provides the technical pathway and implementation framework to reach 100% renewable energy by 2030, and which would involve major reform in the energy sector to create an enabling environment, Mr. Speaker, for participation of independent power producers to achieve the target, Mr. Speaker. So we will be working with our development partners to implement this program. We are working on the reform of the forestry sector, Mr. Speaker. A task force to complete the reform will be established to work on the reform. So the reform is designed to give more powers to the provinces and improve the licensing of larger logging corporations. It will encourage small-scale sawmilling and improve relations between landowners and logging companies. Under the proposed new bills, the landowners will have their rights more vigorously protected than they were perhaps in the past, Mr. Speaker. We're actively working on the reform of the country's taxation system, sir. This reform will see the abolition of a number of tax bases, including goods tax, PAYE tax, stamp duties, certain export and import duties, and be replaced by the introduction of value-added tax. This is good news to businesses, sir. The objective of this reform is to reduce the cost of government in business income, to improve the profitability of the business, and to improve private consumptions that we need to talk about today. Or debate by putting more money into the hands of workers and businesses. Mr. Speaker, legislative framework for this reform has been introduced to Parliament. So we revive the trading functions of the former Commodity Export Marketing Authority with the aim of establishing copper and cocoa buying centers and crushing mills in various locations around the country. This reform, Mr. Speaker, aimed at bringing the market for the regulated commodities closer to our people, Mr. Speaker, to encourage the rural population to participate in export-oriented economic activities. Issue no more here is that we produce land, Mr. Speaker. We have conducted a series of reforms to our investment attraction strategy by coming up with the policy to establish special economic zones in strategic locations around the country. This policy, Mr. Speaker, is designed to attract high-quality investment to target areas of strength in the country as a strategy to decentralize development to locations outside of Oniara, directly answering the call along with Township Peace Agreement. Go on developing some places outside there, Mr. Speaker. That's a call that continues to resonate and come out very, very powerfully in the Township Peace Agreement, Mr. Speaker. We're pursuing a comprehensive land reform program which will see more land available for development. Land issue remains the single biggest hurdle in the progress of development in Solomon Islands. The reform also addressed the bona fide demands of the people of Golokon Island under the Township Peace Agreement, Mr. Speaker. The government fully acknowledged that a country that does not invest in digital transformation, as we heard from the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, that country is investing in economic stagnation in the context of 21st century. So was even a dream, that one. We fully agree, Mr. Speaker. And the Ministry of Finance, together with the Ministry of Communication and Aviation, will pursue this policy during the term of this government, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister, just as we heard, launched the Maritime Labour Mobility and the Shipping Registry National Roadmap today. I'm not saying we delay in Parliament a little bit later. That will eventually see our skilled and officials and officers of the Marine Bureau employed in foreign vessels, not a labour mobility more, Mr. Speaker. Great things are coming for this country, Mr. Speaker. The government is working on citizenship by investment policies to try to improve the quality of investors that are attracted into the country, Mr. Speaker, and maybe so as we taking more funds, more revenue coming from non-tax sources, Mr. Speaker. We can reduce income tax. We can reducing taxation in this country, Mr. Speaker. When we do that, it's good news for businesses. So these are good things that are coming, Mr. Speaker, and we cannot be more transformative than that, sir, and contrary to the claim by some members of this Honourable House, Mr. Speaker. More discussions on the government's transformative reform agenda will be discussed during the debate on the speech from the throne, Mr. Speaker. I mentioned the above reforms in passing to inform the House that the government is aware that we need to address, Mr. Speaker, the structural issues that are a hindrance to development in Solomon Islands for years, Mr. Speaker. With that, Mr. Speaker, I thank every members of Parliament who have spoken to the debate, and beg to move that the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 be now read the second time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable members, I will now put the question. The question is that the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 be now read a second time. All those in favour, say aye. All those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 has therefore been read a second time, and in accordance with the Standing Order 62.2, and now stands committed to the Committee of Supply. Honourable members, in accordance with the earlier resolution of this House and pursuant to Standing Order 10.5, the House is now adjourned until 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, 22nd August 2024.